It's going to be a delay starting in 10 seconds. People might even hear this. I don't know. And now I've got to
You're
go.
gonna get into it. It's not gonna be you. It's like they're not gonna be able to hear you. And it's like, fuck it.
I mean, this is what happens when you do it live. So, all right. Let's see if can you hit her, boy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna slappy and see if he can hear us. Well, I already see the yellow, and I can see myself looking disappointed. That's awesome. Yes, this is great. I love seeing that. Like, hold my face
I can hear
up
you.
from the disappointment. Thanks. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I can hear us both. We're good.
Awesome.
Fuck it. Yeah, we're good.
We'll do it again. We're doing it live. I hate that guy gets any credit for that quote. Scumbag.
My mom really wants Idris Elba to play James Bond.
Why not?
He's too old. He's too old.
Well.
Unless they do like an old James Bond. You know who should play James Bond? The Rock. John Cena. John Cena should play James Bond. You know how much I love him.
Oh, we're going to get the John Cena money. Awesome. All right, so we're back. Game Pass, games coming out. Look pretty good.
Play video games.
Just do it. Just play it. But no, to your point,
play video games.
There's a shit ton of Warhammer games, but one of the things that I really have been getting annoyed with is trying to look at like the schedule for games coming out, and this is what I was trying to say before our like entire stream decided to start clipping itself. I'm looking at a game like, oh, that's cool. It's coming out on PlayStation. Maybe it's an exclusive, right? And they get all jazzed up. Just like 2 weeks ago, it was like, oh, God of War is coming out on PC, which I thought God of War Ragnarok. No, it's the OG.
Not the original, but the PlayStation 4 version.
I'm like, well, this is dumb. So now I have to start being like really specific and finding, oh, that game actually came out on Xbox or whatever like 6 months ago, and it's just now coming out on PlayStation.
That shit happened to me. That happened to me with an album today, where I texted my friend. I was like, "Yo, did you hear the new Lil Wayne album?" And he was like, "What new Lil Wayne album?" And I was like, "It said it came out in 2022." He's like, "Motherfucker, that came out in 2013." And I was like,
They just ported it to digital. It's new to Spotify.
Whatever.
You know, like it's like, come on, man. It's the same thing when like I heard somebody was going to be singing a unreleased Lady Gaga song. That's cool. I love Lady Gaga. She's amazing. Does that mean that it's a song that this girl hasn't sung before from Lady Gaga? Blah blah blah. Like it's frustrating, especially when you're trying to stay on top of all the stuff that's coming out. And I know we've got a busy season coming up, so I'm trying to be on our P's and Q's. But you know what? The software, YouTube, trying to set us back a little bit, but you're not going to keep us down. You're not going to do it, but you know it is.
Speaking of getting old,
tell me more.
I sent Mike a TikTok today. I'm just going to derail just for a minute.
No, please do, because you know what? We've derailed so much this episode already. It's just
I sent him a TikTok of this young girl, like in her probably early. I would say young girl, but I'm 34 years old. And she's probably in her 20s.
So this adult.
To
be clear, this is adult.
She was like, she was watching, I think it was 10 Things I Hate About You. And she was like, I noticed that there's an Apple logo with a pride flag. Now think about that. Apple logo
Immediately, I'm like embarrassed for that person.
Because you know that the original Macintosh logo was just a rainbow apple.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not even counting the guy under the tree, you know.
So I was like, how old am I? Fuck.
Yeah.
How do you do, fellow youths?
Like Steve Buscemi
with the skateboard.
Yeah, dude. Like that's how old I am, where I can tell you exactly where I was when I found out Steve Jobs passed away. Like that's where my age is.
You were at Apple. We worked for the company.
I mean like the minute I heard the news, the position and physical place in the universe, I was sitting in the middle of ODU in front of an iMac, no less. Granted, the computer's not important, but I just remember being like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I just went to training.
He died on my year anniversary at Apple. I killed Steve Jobs.
That's not something you want out loud, man. At the same time, clearly there's brought to you by Tough Wraps. What's the anti-Apple? The devil? Anyway, next up,
Epic Games.
That's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. It was Microsoft once upon a time, but now that Epic's just kicking them in the shins. I will say I'm actually excited for this next topic, mainly because I will finally have technically a gaming PC with the Steam Deck coming out on February 25th. Did you buy one? I reserved one.
Good luck.
$5, you know.
I think you're gonna get it.
$5, maybe I'll get it.
Yeah.
In like 2023. What'll really irk me though is like when there's some like I don't know, there's another release of this thing 25 minutes after I actually buy it. I'm like, oh, there's a new, better version.
This is coming from the guy who bought the iPad 3rd generation before they switched from 30-pin to Lightning in the 4th generation 3 months later.
Dude, I mean, I've told you about buying the iPad Mini and just waiting and like I ordered it weeks ago and I'm still 2 weeks out. I'm still 2 weeks out from it coming in. Such a chip shortage. I went to
Best Buy and bought my 14-inch MacBook Pro because Apple was like March, and I was like, "Fuck you."
Oh, so you got the Pro 1 or the M1?
The M1,
Pro.
yeah, M1 Pro, yeah.
Dude, I heard it's amazing. Even just the basic.
It's like an old PowerBook G4. That's what it looks like. I'm like, "Fuck, dude, this is sick." It's like a thin PowerBook G4. It's got like squared off edges and stuff.
See, that's
like,
what
it's fucking sexy, dude.
People like us are going to appreciate, right? You know, having to support PowerPC back when we first started. I'm like, oh my god, they have to convert between these different software. Oh yeah,
taking the top case off, all that shit. Yeah, we can sit here and talk about that all day.
Never again. Fast. Oh man, I remember being like, you get it done in 10 minutes. I know you can.
Right,
just ripping that thing off.
Mike Mahaffey, dude. Mike Mahaffey, man in the chair, be like, I do a top case in 8 minutes. Dude. Yeah, but you forgot to connect the LVDS cable. So.
Ripping that thing off was so therapeutic.
Yeah.
All those little, like, tiny little clips on the outside rim just going everywhere. You're like, oh, damn, they stuck to the top case. Now I got to get that nylon.
Plugging the LVDS cable upside down, fry the logic board.
Does anybody have the black nylon probe tool so I can pop these things off?
Friend of the show, Erin Ellers, actually has a bunch of those still, and she texted me. She was like, "This is my last one," and I was like, "Fuck,
dude, I've still got one. I've got one.
They're so useful.
One. They were like $50 a pop. I remember when they came, a box of them came in. Or this is going to derail. I don't give a shit. A box of them came in, and we spent a good afternoon chucking them into the ceiling.
Right, they replaced the tiles, and they were like, "Don't do it again." And then then we just kept doing it. And then it like went to quarters and nickels and dimes and screwdrivers and knives and box cutters and
the funny thing is like realizing you're throwing like $1,000 worth of plastic into the ceiling.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's great.
I wish it would have a fucking heart attack.
So dangerous.
Where we can have the boxes like close to the ceiling because the fire marshal will come in and shut us down.
I love, by the way, years later finding out that batteries that are expanded got like a common internet term of like spicy pillows. Because they puncture or explode. It's like highly dangerous. Not to mention any metal coming in contact with that lithium, it's instant fire. Like, if you're in the woods and you need to start a fire immediately, just give up your phone, and just jab it with a metal object. But I digress. Sorry, Steam Deck. I'm sure you didn't appreciate that, Valve. Us going on a rant, just totally telling everybody how to ruin their homes.
Dude, we never get to do that, dude. Fuck. You know how much, dude? You know how many viewers we would get if we started a shit that happened at the Genius Bar podcast? Secrets of the Apple Store podcast.
Welcome to the fruit
I commented
stand.
on one video about being an Apple genius, and I had fucking 600 likes. So I was
like, I wish there was just more comments from somebody else in the chat right now.
I know.
Like, shut up. Stop giving away our secrets. But coming soon this week is actually
comes in and be like, "We need to talk."
Shut it down. Yeah, I can't wait for the heads of Google to just be like, or Alphabet or whatever it is, to be like, "Hey, we're gonna turn you guys off right now." So this week, coming soon, I'm going to start it off with a show I really enjoyed last season. And it's funny because I always love this term, raised by wolves. So whenever somebody does something that seems out of decorum, or they don't break down a box before they throw it in the garbage, and you're just like, what are you, raised by wolves? And then they made a whole show about it. Not show you the classless acts of other people, but this whole show is about, it seems to be a futuristic kind of civilization where two different sides of a religious battle. One has a bunch of robotic omnibots, man. I mean, literally, there are people who fly around with their arms out and their legs together like they're on the cross, just eviscerating people. Just high-pitched noise, exploding faces. And then years later, we don't know necessarily how, all of a sudden, two of these robots end up raising, like, random wolves. Humans. No, they're humans. Like they're starting. They're the wolves. They're starting humankind. Right, they're the wolves. So they're raising this brand new colony of humankind on an alien planet, and antics ensue. It's got the main male actor from Vikings in it. It's definitely
which one from Vikings? The main. Nice. You said the main guy. Is it the main guy from the first season or the son of the main guy? Is it Ragnar or
Bjorn? Ragnar.
Ragnar, okay.
And he is in it as a part of the other faction, the other side that's very much into the religion. That seems like pretty much very vampires. Close to like they're close to Catholicism, like and they're just trying to make it to this utopia planet. Okay. Long story short. Definitely give it a watch. It's definitely
on
worth.
Apple TV Plus, isn't it?
HBO Max.
HBO Max. Okay.
New season actually comes out next Thursday, so that by the time we're back, this will be moved from coming soon to new releases, and hopefully I'll watch the first episode. Dude, it's wild. It's wild. Like
that's cool. I kind of want to watch it. It looks like the cinematography looks really cool.
Even this creepy photo that's up here. There's a like plastic tube coming out where an umbilical cord should be, so that's where it's
you didn't have different. A plastic tube coming out when you had an umbilical cord?
I don't remember, thank God. So it's just
that's some Death Stranding shit. Shout out Kojima.
Who stole from who? That's the question.
Shout out Norman Reedus, Sam Porter Bridges.
Come be on the show, bro. Also, please
talk
come
about
be on
being
the show.
Ghost Rider.
Also, please come be on the show. Guillermo del Toro, Pinocchio. This actually looks awesome.
It looks fucking sick.
Like
dude.
I know it's just been a teaser,
del Toro does.
And there's like a first look or whatever. But like Ewan McGregor being in the cricket, freaking just the minute you said, "Hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi's in my Pinocchio," I was in.
It's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, like General Kenobi. Yes. And I hate that people, I won't be a nerd. You know how on TikTok people are like pretend like they're twirling lightsabers around? That's not what happens in the movie. It's the other guards that ignite their electrified staffs. But just saying, he doesn't say, "Luke, I am your father," either. So
I am your father.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, Star Wars is cool.
We're gonna talk about it
Take
again
that,
later.
all the girls in high school that said I was a nerd.
Yeah. If only you knew.
I got a wife.
I don't even know how to interpret all the emphasis you put on those particular syllables.
But an interesting mood
I got a wife.
I got a wife. I promise she's not fake.
But it definitely does look good. I think it's stop motion, right? So I mean, it's It's hitting all the right buttons for me. With, Tim Burton vibe as plus Guillermo, like his set design,
kind of Wes Anderson. Yeah, I fucks with it.
Hell yeah,
I'm all about it. It looks dope as fuck.
And then rounding out or coming soon is the Cuphead Show, which I guess this is based on a game. I've never ever fucking seen a game.
Cuphead is so fucking hard. It's like the Dark Souls. It's like Dark Souls and Demon Souls hard, where it's like.
Yikes!
It's like Ghosts and Goblins hard. like Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking play that.
So I watched the trailer for this. I don't know if you did. The
art style looks incredible.
Dude, it looks awesome.
And the game's art style is incredible. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, I think if you watch this show or movie, whatever, this is show, this is going to be trippy, man. If you're into recreational things, I would suggest it. But if you're also like
pizza, you get me?
Yeah, I mean, but if you're into things that are recreational and maybe a little bit more dangerous, you don't want to have a negative vibe send you in a different direction, don't watch this, because it definitely looks like the devil's going to be there. He's going to be sending you down some really, really dark paths. So I'm probably going to watch it.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I say I could give a fuck about it, but I also could give a fuck about like things like Peacemaker. But I'm gonna watch all of it because apparently it's awesome,
dude. And no, I love dark humor, and this definitely hits all the right places.
Yeah.
But next up, lightning round. So
we have some stuff here, and I do want to talk about some of this stuff too. So
I'm gonna rattle off all the headlines, and we'll circle it back. Ready?
Do it.
3, 2, 1. Secret invasion footage reveals Samuel L. Jackson, Cobie Smulders, Ben Mendelsohn, and more on set. In this photo, we've got a lovely Samuel L. Jackson with a big old, looks to be fake beard. If it's not, awesome. Next up, Mary Elizabeth Winstead joins Rosario Dawson in Ahsoka. Yup. And then Percy Jackson series, A Go on Disney Plus, as well as the New Line Cinemas is moving forward with the Mortal Kombat sequel. Moon Knight Scribe Jeremy Slater scribing. So let me go back here. Other direction. You're going the wrong way. Thank you very much. Spoilers. There we go. So I guess first things first, what do you want to talk about? Which one?
Well, the Secret Invasion stuff's cool because Emilia Clarke is also in those pictures as well.
Yes.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead joining Ahsoka is awesome because I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
I loved her in Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim and Birds of Prey. She was great in Birds of Prey.
Yep.
Percy Jackson. Let's talk about that real quick.
I know you've been reading the books.
In the middle of all the books, so I'm on the 4th book right now, and I'm like, I watched the movies, and I was like, these are fucking dumpster fires.
I mean,
I'm
okay with the movies. I'm okay with the movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. But it's weird. Yeah.
My wife knows. Knows. I have a type.
Blue eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yarp. I digress.
The books are so good, and I can't wait for the show to come out now. I think apparently Rick Riordan's actually writing the show. Part of the show, and is like executive producer on it, which is really awesome. And then the last thing, Mortal Kombat. The first Mortal Kombat was a fucking dumpster fire that I loved.
Dude, it was so fun. It was so fun.
I loved the beginning and the end of the movie more than the rest of the movie because I loved the first fight with Bi-Han and Hanzo. And then I loved the last fight with Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Whoa. Dude, like that whole weird temple interaction when they suddenly show up and it's like, oh, you cannot have battle in the middle of Mortal Kombat or whatever. And you're like, we're going to do it anyways. Like, that's literally the point of the name of this movie is Mortal Kombat. Not like F your Mortal Kombat, but glad to hear that they're coming back with a sequel. The downside is like the headline for this was like the Moon Knight Scribe Jeremy Slater scripting. I'm like, I haven't seen Moon Knight yet. Supposedly,
so we don't know whether this is going to be a dumpster
This could be good or bad. You can't like give clout until it's due. So
has he done anything else? What is it? Jeremy Slater. I'm gonna look him up right quick.
It just hopefully he's done something else, but.
He wrote The Exorcist. Not the original Exorcist.
Like, what? Did he also write the original Mortal Kombat?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
What did he write?
Oh, no.
What did he write? What did he write?
No.
Paddington?
No. He wrote the screenplay for the Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four.
You mean something that clearly didn't stick to the source material?
That I've never seen. I love that Fantastic Four made everybody a racist, by the way. Just so you know. That
What?
Fantastic Four made everybody a racist. Because everybody's like,
Why?
Johnny Storm can't be black. He must be adopted. And then turns out that Johnny Storm isn't the one that's adopted. It's Kate Mara.
Yeah.
He wrote. Okay, so here's what he's.
Is there anything good in that mix?
No, it's not really. Oh, that's not true. He wrote The Lazarus Effect, which is that movie with Olivia Wilde. He wrote Fantastic Four. He wrote the live-action Death Note movie, which was also trash. He also created. It looks like he wrote the Exorcist TV series, which is very good.
Yeah, I mean,
and then he did a bunch of Umbrella Academy, which is also very good.
So he just needs more time to tell a good story, is what you're saying. So it's a TV series. He's got,
I think so,
breadth to give you what he wants, but in a short window, not so much.
Yeah.
So great for Moon Knight, shitbird for Mortal Kombat.
We'll see.
Chat says Paddington is a treasure. You watch your mouth.
Wait, did he write Paddington?
No, that was my throw out there because Paddington, I think, is like the highest rated movie of all time,
yeah.
right?
Hey, Mike, fuck Paddington. You heard it here first on Joystick Maverick.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like
fuck that
just
South American bear.
because of this one moment, I'm gonna be forced to watch Paddington about 60 million times. Thanks, Margot. Shout out to my beautiful baby girl. But yeah, what a good lightning round. I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's good
Percy
stuff.
Jackson, there was not a lot of meat there as far as like if they're going to do any recasting. Secret Invasion, you know who's in it. I mean, you can definitely just go on IMDb. It's not like, hey, there's going to be a Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be playing somebody. You don't know who it is. Oh, wait, it's Khan. No, it's not. But it is, but it's not.
It's, what's his name? John something.
Yeah. Oh, God, it was such a bad name, too. It was like John Chambers or some shit. Like
something stupid.
Let's just pick a word that's...
Apparently, Tobey Maguire alluded to the fact that he might be coming back as Spider-Man again in an interview today or yesterday.
Yeah.
He said his story as Spider-Man is not over yet. So.
Right. Ending a chapter, not closing the book, right? Or ending the book. Yeah.
Fuck,
you got to get it together there, Toby. You gotta, first off, don't take any lessons from goddamn...
If you're going to be in the MCU, you better get your fucking lips tight because they already got one Spider-Man who can't keep his fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't be calling up Tom Holland for any tidbits on how to keep a secret, because or Mark Ruffalo for that matter.
Honestly, the best thing about that whole press tour is someone interviewed Sebastian Stan and was like, have you seen the new Spider-Man? And his response was, I don't really go watch anything that Tom Holland is in.
That's a very Winter Soldier response to Spider-Man, though.
He and Anthony Mackie just shit on Tom Holland for like since Captain America: Civil War, and it's so funny.
It's to me, they're like staying in character, right? Like Spider-Man stole Cap's shield without permission, right? Spider-Man also kicked their ass in that airport, so it's like there's an unspoken like, no, we're gonna diss you in public. I love that.
Spider-Man got a movie. Falcon didn't get a movie yet.
Right. And they had to split a TV series, so, you know. All right, next up, new releases.
Yeah.
I know this isn't your cup of tea. That's okay. But Jackass Forever came out.
Look, I know that it's not my cup of tea, but I respect it, okay? Like,
I have never felt older, bro.
The only thing that I don't like about Jackass... The only thing.
Just people. All of them?
No. It has nothing to do with the people. Because I like Johnny Knoxville. And I like Steve-O. And I like Chris Pontius. I don't like all the fucking weird shit that they do. Like, watching people get hurt is funny. A lot of the time. I always found that Nitro Circus was a better version of Jackass. Because they're doing, like, Jackass, it's like, let's dress someone up in a thong and... put them in a department store and shoot them out of a cannon at an old lady. And I'm like, that's cool.
And then let a bear lick their balls, right? Like, yeah. I think what's funny to me about this film, and I haven't seen it yet, I've only seen, clips and snippets or whatever, is obviously they're older, right?
They're all old as fuck.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been at least like 2 decades, close to it, for everybody in this just brutalizing
Johnny
themselves.
Knoxville's 49 in this movie. I mean, fuck.
Even just seeing the interviews on Hot Ones with Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville, where like he could only chew, like Johnny Knoxville could only chew out of one side of his face because of all the things they've done to each other.
And
I mean, it's tough to watch. At the same time, you're like, at least they are having some kind of fun. But and I'm gonna watch it because you know what? I'm gonna know what my limits are at 49. God, even the clip that Mahaffey shared just made my whole body flinch just every time I watched it. But yeah, moving right along. Peacemaker episode 5 came out today. I'm almost done with episode 5. Have you seen any of it yet?
The only thing that I have seen of Peacemaker is his rant about Batman being a pussy, and I was like, all right, that actually is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like John Cena, and it's no secret that I don't like John Cena. But
oh shit,
I like John Cena when he's yelling and cussing for some reason.
There's definitely a good amount of that in every single episode.
I'm sure. And I heard the dude, like the masked dude, is funny as shit too.
Vigilante
Cormac McLagan from Harry Potter.
Cormac McLagan has. I love the fact that TikTok has like really singled him out, being like, Tori Bellucci is in it, which is weird. What?
Tori Bellucci's apparently in Jackass.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who Tori Bellucci is.
I was like, what?
Who's Tori Bellucci? Is that John Belushi's? No, it's a different spelling.
What a derailing comment. Thanks, man. And that share. I'm so confused. Tori Bellucci. There it is. First one. Bellucci, the cast. Oh, it's a flippin' famous person. In Jackass Forever. Let's go back. In Jackass Forever, Tori Bellucci, Eric Andre, Tyler the Creator, Tony Hawk, Machine Gun Kelly, Jason Weeman Acuna. Oh, here we go. I think I read that James Gunn had to fight WB to keep the Batman line in. Nice.
Yes.
Respectfully, yes.
Also, real quick, back to Jackass. I would pay money to watch Machine Gun Kelly get eaten by a bear.
Why? Because
fucking sucks.
Because he's touched Megan Fox. I would agree with that.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? Get your hands off her. She's a national treasure. But no,
I wouldn't say national treasure.
I mean, not a good one.
She was in Transformers.
She's a little dirty. You know what I'm saying? We got to buff her up a bit, but whatever. I like it that way. You know what I'm saying? I think I read that James Gunn had to fight WB to keep the Batman line in. Yeah, because that old guy neighbor. Oh, Tori's from MythBusters. That makes so much sense now. The redhead. Yeah, okay, duh. Get it. Oh, Tori the guy. I gotta Google this. It's the dude, right? It's the white guy.
Mike has spelled his first name and last name wrong, so that's
Bellucci. Yes, that's who it is. It's the dude, because obviously Grant Imahara, R.I.P. I was not gonna fuck that one up. I knew that one, even
Adam
with poor spelling.
Warlock. It's not Warlock. Adam Winstead.
Warhammer.
It's an Adam W. name.
Who that?
Samsonite. I was way off.
Way off. But no, what's great about this show is just a little bit of they don't take themselves seriously.
Yeah.
I do love the character development between the different characters on the show, mainly their friendship. Peacemaker is such a big dickhead. Vigilante just wants everybody to kind of like him, and he's coming off as like a cheap version of Deadpool, but like not in a cunty way. It's very much just like he's
not in a cunty way. Got it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like cunty way being like I'm totally ripping off the rendition of Deadpool from
That's
Ryan
my
Reynolds.
First word in Loodle every time. Just so you know,
it's such a good one because it hits all the big letters. U
Y
T
N
Y
T C.
Which is why in Wordle, my first word is always weird, because it's either weird or wired, and at least I try to get two out of the way. But I digress. Anyways, the point is, Vigilante is great because, again, he's McLagan from Harry Potter, and then now he's this goofball, and he's he's so happy in killing people for being like pieces of shit. Not even like they've committed real crimes, but like they have racist point of views, and they should die. And like, if you're unfamiliar with Peacemaker's father, who was the White Dragon, you can understand what his affiliation might be with. He is a giant piece of racist shit. And Vigilante at one point goes into jail just to kick a bunch of white supremacists' ass. And
I fucked with that real hard,
dude. That whole interaction was good.
It was really funny. I saw a little bit of that interaction too. Like,
it's definitely worth it. I mean, just
hell yeah.
That whole dialogue about him, like, hey, how about we go around the table and say what we appreciate about black culture is contribute to society? And he's just like, I'll go first. So good. And you're like, I love it. That guy was at Hogwarts. It's so bizarre.
That guy was trying to mac on Hermione. Exactly. It was probably the better choice for Hermione and not the redhead.
If we're being honest. If we're being honest. And fair point to you, Mahaffey. Spelling is not his specialty, like pronunciation is not mine. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out. And here's a great reason. Peacemaker officially became the #1 streaming show over Boba Fett this week.
That's insane for how good the 5th episode of Boba Fett was.
It beat it out. And that granted, the 5th episode of Boba Fett did just come out yesterday. This 5th episode came out today. I'm sure that'll be like this for the next couple of weeks, just neck and neck. But so good. Speaking of Boba Fett, I love when that happens. Great segue. Dude.
So can you throw up the spoiler alert thing? Because it's gonna just.
Oh, we're gonna spoil it, baby. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
First things first. This is less of an episode 5 of Boba Fett than more of a episode 1, season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
And I'm here for it. That character is infinitely more compelling than Boba Fett is right now.
I can take you in warm, or I can take you in cold. That's the coldest line. Chills just go up my arm just now, just by saying.
I need to send you the TikTok. I've been on TikTok all evening. I sent Mike a TikTok, and it's that clip of Leonardo DiCaprio from Once Upon a Time in America, where he's like, and it's the whole episode where it's like
at the BD7, or was it BD?
It's like
the little guy from Star Wars
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Like that. It's the Naboo Starfighter. It's the it's the dark. It's literally every scene in the episode. What a good episode! Oh my god!
I mean, of course,
so good.
Dallas Bryce Howard. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, every episode she's done so far was for Mando has been, granted, this is also a Mando kind of episode, it was really heavy with like not just the nostalgia, but with the nostalgia for shots we're familiar with. Like even that first episode with Mando, she did a lot of shots, or had a lot of shots that were very familiar and reminiscent of Apollo 13. So like just the angles and the positioning, and so she's learning a lot. While at the same time showing she knows what hits and resonates. That shit was awesome.
Give her a fucking Star Wars trilogy at this point.
Why not? I mean,
about the Mandalorian.
Why not?
Like, dude, she's incredible.
When what is her name? The mechanic.
Oh yeah, I can't remember her name. She's hilarious.
Fuck me. She's had her own show on how many different networks. When she's like, I got a ship for you, and he's like, I thought you had a Razor Crest, and she's like, no, it's in a Razor Crest, and I just saw the shape of it. I was like, is that a motherfucking pod racer? Like,
I thought it was Anakin's pod racer, and I was like, oh shit!
I was like,
and then
man.
It was even better.
And she ripped it off. I was like, yeah, so let's go. I was so amped up, and I love the fact that he stripped the paint off, to match his armor and shit like that. Like. Yeah. Such a good episode. And then, of course, like, we've seen Spider-Man. I'm not going to say anything crazy about it, but there's obviously a continuous TikTok clip of certain things happening at a point. They're all jumping off of this new and improved Statue of Liberty, and there's that song from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
When he's racing through Beggar's Canyon, Oh yeah. I was like, where's this song? Let's just put it on. Let's hit it up. Amy Sudeikis, that's right. Yes. Then she was awesome in that. And like, just like, oh, I dated a Jawa. They're really furry. They're overly furry. Like what?
Well, how about the stuff? Even like you said it in the beginning, like I can bring you in cold, or I can bring you in warm, I can bring you in cold. How about like the cult of the Mandalorian shit that happened too, with the armor and the Vizsla? And it's like, I love the lore behind Darksaber, that it's like it gets heavier if the wielder's trying to fight the blade,
dude.
And like, and so many times, and like we had this problem in the next Star Wars trilogy, the latest one, with Rey, was that she picked up a lightsaber, and Finn picked up a lightsaber and immediately knew how to use it.
Right.
Like no issue, nothing. And in this one, Din picks up the Darksaber and is like struggling with it and can't get the weight.
It's almost like a broadsword. Like it's just so long and heavy. Yeah. And granted, you know, to our visible eye, it's very short. It's almost like a scimitar or something like that. But this thing is supposed to be just like, it feels like this giant thing. And the person who forged it was evidently Mandalorian and a Jedi, so that would make sense why they would
love
know
that they're bringing all that lore back in it. And the Vizslas are a huge. The Vizslas as a clan in Star Wars lore are like insanely big, all the way back to like Knights of the Old Republic, and all of that. Shay Vizsla is in the Old Republic game, is one of the main characters. I would love to see. They're alluding to the fact that he's going to go to Mandalore, and I'm so fucking stoked about it.
Did you not get chills watching all of those bombers just decimate Mandalore? And it was like Terminator shit.
How much money does Disney have, bro? The production value in this shit is insane.
And I can't remember the model of the robot that's from Rogue One, but all of them just walking through. It was very much Terminator. You can't tell me that's exactly what that was. Just robots in the wasteland of nuclear warfare, just making sure the bodies are dead. Crazy good episode. Plus a little nod to the New Republic officer saying, "You sound familiar, friend. You wouldn't happen to have been on was it Navarro with a Razor Crest?" He's like, "You must have someone else," and he just kind of flip,
and then hits the jets.
The little sublight boosters.
Gives him the old Maverick from Top Gun.
Yeah. He went inverted, as they say. So good.
Man.
Of course. Should we chase him? Do you want to fill out paperwork all day? Nope.
I love that those two X-Wing fighters keep coming back, because they were in the Mandalorian as well. And I'm just like,
so good.
This is awesome.
And of course, Fennec Shand showing up to be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? He's like, here's some coin. You're gonna do some work." And he's like, "Tell him what's on the house." I'm like, everybody's like, "Yeah, it's on the house. Let's go." So, what do you think? Before we jump to the next final thing, which is not as positive, what do you think was made for Grogu? I have thoughts. I think the ringlets gave it away.
I think it's like wristbands. Like a wrist guard. I don't know, man.
I'm going with chainmail.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Like a chainmail shirt made out of Beskar, just like the mithril that Frodo wears.
Yeah, Frodo wears.
Super light.
I was really upset that the Beskar spear got melted down. That thing was fucking sweet. And then, got melted down, and then he got kicked out of being a Mandalorian.
I know, right? All right, well, give me that fucking spear back,
6 minutes later, have you taken off your mask?
Well, what does it matter? I just gave you a huge spear. I
do love the fact that he's like, "How do I atone?" And they're like, "You can purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka." But on Mandalore. That's all I could think of when she said that. I was like, I think of that fucking Chappelle show. Why don't you purify yourselves in the water of Lake Minnetonka?
I think the reason I think it's chainmail, by the way, is I think it's a great way for them to say Grogu went to the temple with Luke, right? Was there for all those years, and then when Kylo Ren destroyed the temple and would have sideswiped Grogu with a lightsaber, that Beskar would have saved his life. And then we get the new show coming up, A Tale of a Jedi, that could just be all Grogu all the time.
I love that they're on Tython too.
Where's my aluminum foil hat?
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, at some point there's going to be a reckoning between this shit and the new trilogy at some point, because like,
and it's just going to be like all of a sudden it's going to be like. It's going to be Ray. Just
going to see Ray.
How's it going, guys? Hi. Hey, guys. And then there's going to be a lightsaber through her chest, and it's going to be Grogu like, shut up. Shut up.
I'm the last Jedi.
Just shh, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. But I digress.
Well, I just want to know what happens to Ahsoka Tano, because like we're after Return of the Jedi, and she's alive.
Yeah, we're after that. We're before. I mean, we got at least 20 years before the trilogy.
Before the next trilogy.
So we don't have to worry about that shit for at least 20 more years now.
I know.
We'll be old and crotchety. We'll have only gray hair by then.
I was saying before, I was talking to Ash before, and I told her Disney's fucking brilliant, because last year was Marvel. And then Spider-Man came out, and it was like, all right, cool. That's the end of Marvel for the year. Mm-hmm. And then like the week Spider-Man came out, Book of Boba Fett came out. And we're like, okay, this is cool. And then it has ramped up ever since. And now you're like, fuck, I need more Star Wars. And we're getting Kenobi in a couple of months. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to go back and watch all the Star Wars. I've got to finish the Bad Batch from last year.
Yes, dude. Yes, because there's another season coming. I think, to your point, I think obviously Disney is definitely writing the book on how to give you a little bit, if you want more, and then spin you in a different direction. The Marvel
Everybody
Disney
says monopolies are terrible, but like we've gotten nothing but good shit out of this since it's happened.
And I appreciate the fact that Netflix is just buying up other properties, or like even just grabbing things from like the Korean market and giving it to us, like because we're just unaware. You know what I'm saying? Like there's definitely things that have been out for a while and we just never heard of it or didn't know it could have been a thing, and they're like, hey, here you go. This is awesome. The Silent Sea, which was great. Squid Game, great.
Yeah.
So thankfully,
that new zombie movie coming out,
bro.
That's so fucking tight.
It looks so good.
Can't wait. Good.
I can't wait. Once again, we're going to pay homage to our sponsor, Tough Wraps.
Tough Wraps.
ToughWraps.com. Use code joystick at checkout for 10% off. Final round.
Josh Whedon sucks.
Josh Whedon is trash. You ever watch that show, Zach Morris is Trash, on YouTube? And it basically goes through like a shit ton of episodes of Saved by the Bell, saying how like Zach Morris was actually the worst person, even though like all of us as kids were like, Zach Morris is great. And then you're like, actually, he spends half the episode trying to tell a handicapped person how they should feel. And it's like, ooh, yeah, it is bad. It is bad. Like, oh, we're not woke. But here we are, years later, and look at this goofy looking.
It's really difficult because Joss Whedon
the worst.
Sucks.
I'm going back just to the frame where it's us. Like I don't even want to see his face. I don't even want to see his face anymore.
The shit that has come out about this guy. I mean, everything that happened with Ray Fisher on Justice League, awful. And Warner Brothers. There it is. The fact that Michelle Trachtenberg couldn't be around him in Buffy.
And that Charisma Carpenter got called fat while pregnant. I mean,
he said that there was something lost in translation because Gal Gadot doesn't speak English too good.
Fuck out of here, dog.
So
yeah, this
sucks.
This is a classic like conundrum of artist versus art, but at the same time, not so classic. Fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like, for a long time,
years, Joss Whedon's stuff has sucked. I mean,
yeah.
Justice League was fucking awful. I think Avengers: Age of Ultron is the worst Avengers movie. The first Avengers movie is good, but it's held up on the backs of Jon Favreau.
Yep.
Building that universe with Iron Man.
I mean, it honestly, I think that Avengers film introduced a lot of people that were just like, all right, fine. It seems these Marvel movies are not going to stop coming. I should probably see it. There's a bunch of people in it that I like, but that's really where it kind of ends. And I think, I'll be honest, man, for a bunch of years, I was carrying that flag of Joss Whedon can do no wrong. If his name's attached to some project, I'm going to see it. And Avengers...
Buffy, Firefly, and Serenity are incredible.
Yeah.
Like, they are very, very good television shows.
And I didn't even watch Alias or whatever with What's-Her-Face, and I guess that was good, too, that he did.
I heard that was good, too. Like, I know that he has put out good shit. So, all I'm saying is that in the MCU, the Russo brothers did it better.
Oh, yeah. And that's something too. I think is I've said it a few times is like with an ensemble cast and multiple sites that you're shooting, you've got to have like this synergy that can't be paralleled by two siblings. Talked about it with the Matrix and those siblings, and now with the Russo brothers, like that's you can't fake that. And I think Joss unfortunately has been able to fake that with just sounds like fear for a long time.
Yeah,
and that's pretty
intimidation.
shitty. Yeah, like
being an asshole.
That sucks, man.
Sucks.
At the same time, like let's look at the autobiography of old Steve Jobs. I mean, he was a huge dickhead too. Like, but there's there's no merit in being cruel, right? There's
Elon Musk. I read Elon Musk's fucking biography, and everybody was like, I think Elon Musk is like as close to a real life Tony Stark, who everybody forgets Tony Stark before he was Iron Man was a massive dick.
Have you pointed out that Alias was J.J. Abrams? Thank you very much.
Oh, that's right. Alias was.
We don't want to tarnish Alias.
No. J.J. Abrams is dope. New Star Trek is awesome.
But no, to your point, I think, yeah, I mean, even Elon is kind of a dickhead when he can be, right? And I want to bring this up. So I want to kind of break this down really quickly just to give us both kind of a refresher as far as context, and then we can just continue. So the quick summary is that actors from Charisma Carpenter to Ray Fisher have alleged that Whedon behaved poorly on set. The allegations are mostly from his time on Buffy from 1997 to 2003, right before this is like my formative high school, middle school years. And then Justice League 2017, which the only notable thing about 2017 was my second year of marriage. So awesome. Then Whedon was also accused of threatening to harm Gal Gadot's career while directing Justice League, which is such a... Nobody has that power. Get fucked. Yeah, JJ did it. Thanks, Swerve. Swervy Swerve.
Let me tell you, if I put out a piece of shit like Justice League, I would shut the fuck up.
Hey, look, if you put out a piece of shit like Justice League, would you blame yourself? Or would you blame everybody else around you?
Look, don't give me no money to make a comic book movie.
No,
I would make the perfect comic book movie.
What I'm doing is spinning up a little dialogue here. I realize that we're definitely we're on the side of history that he's a dickhead, but like
I do understand. Like, here's the thing about Justice League: all of the Ray Fisher shit and Gal Gadot shit aside, I think that what happened with Justice League in the beginning was, and nothing to do with Joss Whedon, was tragic.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know,
Zack Snyder losing his child. Hell yeah.
Yeah, to suicide. I mean,
fucking wild, dude.
Of all things. And, you know, and then having to step in as a director to finish that movie. Did he do a good job? Absolutely not. Was he an asshole the whole time? Apparently so. You know, did Zack Snyder's Justice League come out last year and completely blow everybody away? Yeah, absolutely. And it was 4 fucking hours long. And I would still watch it.
And it was in the 4x3.
It was the worst aspect. It was the worst aspect ratio. And it was like, this is the director's vision. I'm like, you want me to watch this on a tube TV? Fuck you. Absolutely not.
You saved how much rendering money for keeping the sides out? Come on, man.
It's 75-inch OLED TV. Like, I don't want to watch this shit in 4x3.
Give me that 16:9. Let's go. But
no, I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, he stepped into to finish that movie and he had to do what he needed to do. I love Serenity. I love Firefly. I love Buffy. I think that back in the day, he made some really good shit. Slither, I think is also him.
I think that's James Gunn.
No, James Gunn. You're right. James Gunn Slither. I was thinking of somebody else. I think that
Nathan Fillion and him go back.
Like Nathan Fillion, yeah. Like I get Nathan Fillion because I know Nathan Fillion was in Buffy.
Yep.
As well. So.
Firefly. Yep.
Yeah, and Firefly.
It's Saving Private Ryan.
And the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And Percy Jackson
and Castle
Monsters
and
Castle.
Let's just name all of Nathan Fillion's Rookie,
by the way.
The Rookie, which is a weird thing.
Ooh, the Rookie's good. I like the Rookie. Santa Clarita Diet.
Yes, as the head.
As the head, yeah.
Hey, I digress.
Mike Happy, what's your favorite Nathan Fillion?
I hope it's one we haven't named. There's some obscure ass shit.
The Nathan Drake Uncharted short that he did.
That was actually really great. And his older brother being
Sully.
What we do in the dark, or no?
What
was it? He's blind. Fuck. Don't breathe.
Don't breathe. Yeah, the guy who reminds me of Stick from Daredevil.
Yes. But I don't want to derail what your point was.
No, Joss Whedon sucked. That was my point. Like he did good shit back in the day, but like he's an asshole. Is it gonna keep me from watching Buffy and Serenity and Firefly? Absolutely not. He's already been paid for all that shit. Will I go watch Joss Whedon's next project? Probably fucking not. He probably won't get another project made after all this shit.
I hate to say it. I think he did have a recent project on HBO, and it was
and they took his name off of it.
Yeah. It was because I think there was promise for the show.
We talked about it.
Yeah, there was promise for the show. I can't remember the exact name of it. It was all around.
Was it that the girls in the?
Yes, the Victorian era girl-centric show. An alien race basically sprinkled fairy dust on them all, and they got
You're absolutely right. I can't remember what it is. The Nevers.
The Nevers. That's it. And it was a great little show, and it sucks because again. Now there's a name associated with it that kind of tarnishes it. And I would be remiss if I didn't quickly read off this timeline. I think I may have to throw this together, but I'm just going to rip all these things. It's kind of crazy because like once you realize, okay, so that's just 1 or 2 or 3, it's like 12. Whedon first faced public scrutiny after his portrayal of Black Widow in Avengers Age of Ultron was labeled misogynistic in 2015. In June 2017, Whedon scrapped 2006 Wonder Woman script leaked online. Fans called it sexist, which that Wonder Woman ended up being in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as one of the characters in that show. I can't remember the actress's name. A few months later, Whedon's ex-wife, Kai Cole, publicly accused Whedon of having secret affairs on the Buffy set. On July 1st, 2020, actor Ray Fisher tweeted that Whedon was gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable on the set of Justice League. Later that month, the stunt woman and stunt coordinator on Buffy, who were dating during the making of the series, claimed Whedon demanded they break up or leave the show. That's such a weird thing. On July 14th, 2020, don't be near my birthday with your shit, actor James Marsters, told a story about Whedon backing him into a wall on the set of Buffy. I feel like you could take him. In September of 2020, Jason Momoa said the Justice League cast was treated shitty. In December 2020, Gal Gadot said her experience working with Whedon on Justice League, quote, wasn't the best. Buffy star Charisma Carpenter accused Joss Whedon on February 10th, 2021 of abusing his power on the show. A day later, Buffy star Michelle Trachtenberg revealed Joss Whedon was not allowed to be alone with her on set. Yikes. Which, by the way, the last time I remember Michelle Trachtenberg was at Eurotrip. Harriet the Spy?
Oh, yeah. Eurotrip. I forgot Eurotrip. Harriet the Spy.
Scotty doesn't know. Matt did.
I think she was on Buffy after Harriet the Spy.
No, I'm pretty sure she was an adult then. But the internet is giving us too much power. In March 2021, Justice League producer Deborah Snyder. Any relation? Yeah, obviously, right? Said she reported an inappropriate incident involving Whedon to Warner Brothers. And in April 2021, an explosive report claimed Whedon had threatened to harm Gal Gadot's career, as you mentioned already, as she didn't say the lines he wrote for Justice League reshoots. That's wild, man. I mean, I realize that anything that you say could be inflammatory.
I literally
but
said
fucking
something
Jesus.
inflammatory. I've said something inflammatory on this podcast every time.
At the same time, though,
John Cena sucks.
You're not. Yeah, you're saying that to me over the internet on a show designed to be somewhat inflammatory and disagreeing, right? At the same time, you're not threatening to hurt someone's career.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Or like telling people to break up with each other, or I mean, just fuck. Even when your ex-wife accuses you of problems, that's crazy.
Yeah. The one thing that I really liked that Joss Whedon did do was the Astonishing X-Men run. Like, that was like, and that's tough because that's like the best X-Men run that has ever happened.
Oh no!
Is his Astonishing X-Men run?
Was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. also a Whedon thing?
No, I don't think so.
Pretty sure.
I think he might have been a producer on it. You know, he wrote the screenplay for Toy Story, Titan AE, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, a couple episodes of Roseanne, and Parenthood. He also did Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along blog, which was pretty good. Oh, he did do Cabin in the Woods, which was also entertaining.
Again, we're right.
He did do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Holy shit. That was kind of a dumpster fire later on in the series, too.
Yeah. But at least we got Fennec out of it for Boba Fett. Yeah. James Marsters told the story, according to Mahaffey in chat, which I believe him, even if it's spelled incorrectly. Again, it's Amy Sedaris, not Sudeikis. That's the other guy from Ted Lasso. Thanks. Even I didn't catch that in real time. James Marsters told the story that Joss Whedon wanted Spike to get introduced and die in the second season, but fans and the network liked him so much, Joss was forced to keep him on. That's why Joss slammed him against the wall. For being too good? That's some shit. Hey, you're too good.
Let someone try to slam me against the wall.
Yeah, well, if I ever see it. Dom likes it rough. Put it on the record. little forceful, a little aggressive, but only if it's consensual.
Just enough to where I think it might be dangerous, but it's not.
Are we? Will we? Maybe. No, hopefully not. Maybe, but if you want to. Yeah. I mean, fuck this dude, man.
This dude sucks.
At the end of the day, that's why the name of the episode has the anchor of Joss Whedon is trash. I get it. And we've said it multiple times, and multiple guests have said it too. There's a point of, separating the artist from the art. And we've talked about how, even in hindsight, if these classical literature kind of savants, William Shakespeare, whoever, or like Leonardo da Vinci, you might hear about indiscretions. Does the work still hold up? Do we still look at the art the same way? No, we cannot.
Yeah.
We can't. At the same time, do we appreciate what it was and what it meant to us at the time? Sure, we can. But we can.
R. Kelly was incredible back in the day.
But we can, we can hear new information and have new opinions and then change our opinion after the fact. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, fucking wild.
I'm still going to play Hogwarts Legacy. I'm sorry. I'm still going to play that game. I'm sorry.
If I ever somehow magically come into possession of a PS5, I might do the same. So, but
sorry.
Well, on that fucking note, I hate ending. I hate our final rounds being shitty. Like, I don't mean like bad. Happy. I don't mean bad. I mean like on a negative topic. So let's go positive.
On a positive note. It might snow tomorrow.
I actually had a family photo shoot tomorrow.
Oh my god!
That is now canceled.
Like a dungeon family style photo?
No, actually, as
that's a mistake.
As it would have turned out, Michelle won a contest randomly for like photos of our dogs, and we were just gonna slip it in the background and make it also family photos. But
nice.
Inclement weather, dogs outside in the cold and snow.
So we're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches of snow. So
nice, just enough to call it a day.
Fuck everything up.
Well, take the time, watch some Peacemaker, catch up on all the other shows, Raised by Wolves, all Raised that good stuff.
I'm watching Vikings right now.
There you go.
It's a good show.
I do like Vikings. Vikings is several seasons of good stuff. I don't think I finished the show, so I'm not 100% sure. There you go. I got a little love from the chat there. Glad to know you're there. Love you too, sweet. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good weekend.
Not yours, even though she's
Shut your mouth, B. Well, either way, I hope everybody has a good weekend. We'll see you guys next week. We got big stuff coming up in February. Not us, but the industry as a whole. And I can't wait for
Horizon Forbidden West. All that stuff.
It's gonna be big.
Elden Ring.
I can already feel us kind of cresting the top of that roller coaster. There ain't gonna be no breaks. It's just gonna be good.
Going back to 3-hour shows. Let's go.
Oh God! I'm just gonna be making it one topic per segment, except for lightning round. I'm just gonna bang, 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 bang.
That's right.
The whole show's gonna be lightning round. All right. Have a good weekend, guys. See you next time. I'm Ernie. He's Dom. We are Joystick Maverick.
I am.